Welcome back to a new video. So the goal today is block work. I am ideally going to do head doubles, kind of similar to how I did Monday, without the powers. I'm not worried about doing that off the blocks, but working on doubles, building up to the heaviest double that I can, and then maybe singles. The goal I have written down is 115 for a double. We'll see if that actually happens. For cleans, I'm still going to do the 3 left separate. For cleans, up to 140 for a double. Really trying to emphasize pulling vertically, not back, so I'm not on my back and my heel, and at risk of falling backwards or having to shoot out from underneath it. And then block jerks, I'm going to try to get up to 140 at least for a double again. If I do all that, then I'll be happy. If I can't, then I'll be in utter depression. No, not really, but hopefully have some good lifts. And I think I'll be going live during this session as well. So something that I do occasionally, and something I won't be able to do as much during the school year. So trying to take advantage of that during the summer, and just going live when I'm out here in the shed. But no more ado, let's go ahead and see what I can do. One other thing to note is that I'm using the SBD sleeves a lot more in these sessions, especially when I'm going heavy. Not really worried about it for squats and stuff, but for when I'm doing snatch and clean jerk work, and it's mostly because I'm going to be wearing them in the competition. And the big reason I like them for competition versus just for normal training is that I don't have to take them off. What I don't like about with training is that you really can't take them off unless you have the long hook grip training tights on, and you have a lot of commitment. I have really large calves, so it's really annoying to move them around, and it's nice to just put them on and forget about them. So I'll definitely have them for the snatches and the clean and jerk, or for the cleans. Maybe if they're getting annoying, I'll take them off for the jerks, but really they're pretty comfortable. I don't have an issue with wearing them for a longer period of time, but I just like the wraps. I feel like the wraps, honestly, they might do a little bit more if you put them on right, but they feel a lot more snug, and you can kind of adjust them where you want and put them tighter or looser depending on what you want for that particular day. So that's why I'm wearing them. It's not for any other particular reason other than in a competition setting, I don't want to be messing with wraps and just be caught out and have to go lift and have to quickly throw my wrap on or whatever. It's nice to just have them on and then just be ready. So that's why I have them on now. Well, there's a lot of positive and negative. So snatches were a big fight all the way up. I still was able to make 120. It was really difficult. The first make that I had at 115, so I missed it and then made it. That one felt really good. The double is just too heavy. Same with like the second on the 110, just too difficult, and just not finishing all the reps, building up. So just really not good technique on really most of them. It is what it is. We got up to 120 at least still. Cleans went really well. Didn't have any misses. I was able to double 140 and do a better clean at 150. I think I missed it the first time that was the one that shot me out last week. So we were able to make it. The crash is on me, but that's just kind of the blocks are, just trying to, be fast underneath and, not overextend, so I'm not going backwards. But jerks were really good until 150. I missed 150 the first time and then made it. It was almost a perfect session with jerks, but I doubled 140 again, which is nice. And the first 150, I just didn't have good enough leg drive. And the second one, I really committed to feeling, taking that big breath, feeling the bar oscillate twice, and then just dipping and driving aggressively. And that's not so much that I'm even trying to use the oscillation of the bar, but it's just a way to count, almost like a metronome, because it's bar will whip at a consistent rate, and it forces me to go 1, 2, and then just go and have that aggressive dip drive and not have that any hesitation or whatever, which has helped me in the past. So trying to be aggressive with the dip drive and trying to treat it like a push press, because that's usually when my jerks are the best, is when I'm doing push presses well, because that drive that I have on push presses really carries over well for me for jerks. But I'm happy overall with that session. I'm hoping to build upon that next week. I'll at least do blocks on this Wednesday for the next 3 weeks, and then for the last 3 weeks, maybe next 3 or 4. I haven't decided that fully, but we'll continue to push them pretty hard, at least 3 weeks, and then maybe 4, and then obviously the last 2 we'll take them off and probably make this session more of a routine session from the floor, just snatch and clean jerk. But really want to push those hard because it will just kind of just give me more capacity to have heavier and heavier weights. And for me, just speed under the bar is always going to be helpful to continue to practice and continue to work at. But hopefully I can double with snatches more consistently up, and then with cleans maybe push above 150. I'm not uber concerned with doing like a crazy heavy block clean, but if I can like double 150, that would be really cool. Just as long as I'm catching them consistently, I'm more worried about that. Excuse me. And yeah, so I'm drenched in sweat. I should have brought multiple shirts out. Thankfully, it didn't impact anything one way or the other. But like it weighs you down. Like that's the one thing is like it's not so much that it's just wet, but like it starts to have a little bit of weight to it. And for me, a lot of my shirts are double XL just because of the size that I am, and because of that, they're long, and so they hang over my butt, which is something that I don't really enjoy the feeling of because it makes the shirt feel too long. But when it's sweaty, it like catches it catches on it because I have a bookshelf back there, and so that can be kind of annoying. But I'll take this session tomorrow is going to be front squat, probably strict press, and then snatch pulls. I'll push pretty hard on the front squats, but I will ideally do that earlier in the day, and then have Friday be a really light session, and then push hard on some singles on Saturday, and see what I can do from the floor. But I wanted this session to be on Wednesday, so it's further from that Saturday session, and so then I have a strength focus training tomorrow, and then Friday is just actually light, so it's not like a 110, 140, it's like 80, 100 or something, like muscle snatches, just like a move around and just focus on recovery. So that's it for this one. If you made it to this point, I appreciate it. And it seems like since I've been doing more vlogs and talking more in the videos, they've been performing a little bit better. So I appreciate that, and the kind comments. It really does mean a lot. It really motivates me to not just record my training, but to give context and talk about the different things I'm doing, because even if they're bad reasons, there's reasons for what I'm doing, at least for the most part. And sometimes it's just because I want to lift weights, and sometimes that's a good enough reason. But talk to you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.